Hello, folks, and another boring episode of As the Poly Flows. Anyways, as much as some people are kind of or whatever, and they think that, I've screwed up the neck or something, but So let's see, where should I pick up? It's been a couple days. I keep kind of refining it and refining the process and so forth. And I'm probably up to about 8-ish coats or so. So, anyways, I knocked back after I think it was about 4 coats with some 800 wet sanded it and leveled it and such. So here's currently, after everything's all said and done, there's the back. The back is finally starting to get built up. I just hit this now with some 1500 grit to kind of level everything off, as I'm going to now be in the process of probably applying the last few coats. I've got the camera zoomed back out, and I'm using actually the Logitech's stereo mono stupid microphones. Like, again, like I said, it's stupid to have stereo microphone but have it mono. So again, I really haven't had any issues other than, again, with making the boo-boos on the tuner holes, which again, I don't think will be a bad issue. And judging by how I'm going about doing this, if I do have to get a replacement blank neck for the guitar, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Again, really nice graining going on here in the neck that you can kind of see. It's a little bit of like a orange peeling kind of effect here, but it's external. Also, around the stripe here, I do have a few spots that seem like they haven't filled in. So again, as for the headstock, the wood burning, in case people were wondering what I did here with this, with the Harley Benton logo, it is actually, I had gotten a cheap little wood burner slash soldering iron thing, and all I did was go over the logo initially with a 10 tip and traced out the Harley Benton, but I additionally added the TE52, which is slightly off, but then I went back over and further went in with a chisel slash engraving type tip and just kind of stamped it a bit more. So That's kind of came out pretty nice. Just feeling for any other extra odd spots, but everything else, it's got a nice gloss. The fretboard, I keep hitting with 50, or sorry, I keep hitting with the sandpaper. And when I had built up enough of an edge and it was getting kind of weird and bulky along the frets, I went along with a X-Acto knife that could fit in the frets, and I just ran the tip of the X-Acto knife along the fret edge to clean it up. And as you can see, I've got them pretty much cleaned up. So I don't think I'm done with the doing the fretboard, but I do think the heel itself is pretty much done. I could do a little bit more probably down here, but I think the reality is again, I want to try to keep it that I don't have to do any other odd kind of sanding or shaping. Overall, though, I'd say it's probably gotten a really nice, especially in these spots where I kind of left it more, it's really got an aged effect going on. So mainly what I'm probably going to be focusing on for the remaining coats is, again, the back of the neck, back of the headstock, around the headstock, front of the headstock, and the fingerboard. At least probably at least 2 more coats, I'd say, at least, and then it should be done. That said, we shall work on some. We'll do a thick coating here on the back of the neck. And as probably people can hear, again, when talking about social issues and so forth and how people act, one of the shows I watch, staged or not, is Maury Povich, which you can hear in the background. And again, like I said, you would never believe the amount of drama that people create or get themselves into by poor judgments, so forth. But again, I'm not here to be, I'm not here to be a lecturer on how people should morally be or whatnot. So again, in keeping that we're probably going to be nearing the finishing. Sorry, I'm taking this out of the camera. Again, I've broken down to 1500 grit. So again, the surface will be just refinished nicely and fine. Just to show what I've wiped here already. Again, I think I'm going to try to saturate these parts, these areas, a bit more than normal. Because they're more flattened and balanced out. Again, I'm saturating the the paper towel pretty decently.
One out of 5 Americans can't fill their prescriptions. Why? They can't afford them. The free RX Plus hotline is here to help. You can get your prescriptions free. We would be more than happy to provide you with this drug for 5 years free of charge. We got some of our chemotherapeutic drugs free. You don't ask, you can't get help. There's more than just free prescriptions. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $300 million in free dental work. We can't afford to go to the dentist on a regular basis like we did when we were fully employed. Free electric. 7 million families have received $250.
I'm trying to show where I've got the gloss applied and where I don't. Again, when you're doing something like this and most other instances, you're not going to be able to get all of it done in one shot because of the simple fact the drying process is 3 to 4 hours. So what you do is you try to do a nice bit of coverage on one specific way or one specific side. That way you try to get it more efficient. I would say so far in the case of the wipe-on poly, I'm reaching around probably quarter of the can used mark.
Having a degree in medical assisting from Stratton College means having the skills and contacts to land a career in private practices, hospitals, nursing homes, clinics, or government agencies. Take the first step at bryanstratton.edu. Bryanton Stratton College, for every end in life.
Now, some of these other places here I'm not going to be able to show as well because of how I've gone about doing the poly.
Ashley and her husband, Scott, welcome them to the show. They got married last year. They don't look too happy, do they? They're not, even though they got married. They have twins. They're twins. Look at them. That's Brianna and Brandon. But both Ashley and Scotty, the result of a lot of
Okay.
paternity tests are going to decide a wife, 2 kids, and a home being torn apart by lies.
Also, for those curious about the paper towel effect, I've given these a really good saturation as long as you're not pressing hard. You should get probably about, I'll say, 6 to 8 passes out of a really good, a really well done piece of the paper. Again, I predict I'm probably looking at, we'll say, 2 really good coats, probably today and tomorrow. and probably Wednesday then I should be done mucking around with clearing it and sealing it, and it should then be just a matter of buffed and ready for when the tuners come in, which again, as far as I know, is supposed to be Friday. Again, when you're closing your can of wipe-on poly, make sure to kind of give it a good squeeze before you seal it back up. That way you take any unnecessary air out of it. Also, these gloves, you can probably get about 3 or 4 uses out of them. And in my case, I'd say I'm really pushing it with 6, as you can see by the plasticky tips. That's the poly built up on it. So, with that said, there is the back and the neck done with a good coat. Again, it is about 11:17 Eastern Standard Time. This will not be ready to be turned over for probably at least 3 hours. So that would put it at around 2, quarter after 2, I should be able to flip the neck and do the fretboard. So again, I will try to carefully pick this up. Also, I'm finding the paper towel has actually been really good for picking it up. And I know the camera's focus isn't going to do too much, but and the shadow from the webcam, the way the light is, but should give you an idea on how the neck is looking and coming out now. The heel, of course, will be a little dull. So, again, with that said, there's as the poly flows, part 2. Again, hope you are all having a great day, night, evening, wherever you are, and again, take care, folks.